Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy P Farm thinking right out here in my lab. Wee hours in the morning before the sun come up. It's about to do about in a few minutes, but I'm out here doing what I do for you. I got a nice little lesson for you. Let's get into a little thing called fantasy meets reality, or when fantasy meets reality, something happens. Let's talk about it. Right is a 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission at all right thinkers, know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to my yacht be true. This is where I become the doctor. Psychological. I'm a shrink. I can help you out with your mental concepts. So let's talk about right thinkers when fantasy meets reality. I can help you with that. Why? No game. When you have what they call a drug-induced fantasy, or what we call a rude awakening, your mind just opens up and ideas of everything's going crazy, which is understandable again. But when the drug does that, remember, you're under the influence and you say what's going on in your mind continuously, incoherently, rounding and rounding, because stuff is just going on and you're not really listening. You're doing all the talking. That's why psychiatrists, they do what? All the listening. When you listen, you can hear what the person is saying. Read through the lines, so to speak, hear what they say and understand what they're saying, and you can help them out. If you don't have no understanding of psychology and understand how people's brain work and how people express themselves, you can't be a psychiatrist. But everybody practice psychiatry because they will help their friend. Help yourself first. Moving on. Self-mastery is part of psychiatry. Shrink yourself first. In reality is when what? When you wake up from a dream or a fantasy and the drug that you're under is worn off. Now, reality sets in. Just like God, he don't go nowhere. He just sit and wait for you to come. He ain't going nowhere. In reality, it's the same way. God is real. He don't move. He don't do nothing. You create your own reality. He lets you do all of that. Again, we call it bugging out. Expressing yourself while under the influence, and you think you had an awakening and you had an epiphany or all that. Okay, you're just rambling incoherently, but get it off your chest. Why? Because when you go to sleep, all that'll be gone. You'll forget everything you said. That's why it's not a true awakening. You awake while you're doing it, but when you go to sleep, ain't nothing you said you remember. Okay, that's called bipolarism. A lot of people will say something 5 minutes later, forgot what they said. No, that's just lack of focus and concentration. What come out your pie hole? They give you all the excuse. Oh, I'm bipolar. Okay, whatever. Moving on. But we call it bugging out. When your mind is racing, because under influence, and you're trying to keep up with it, and you really can't. Why? Because you under influence. You're not in control. If you get high and the drug takes over you, you shouldn't be using it. People get drunk, can't handle themselves. Why do that? If you can't handle it, I know people who love to drink, but they can't handle it. They get drunk, they get out of pocket and get out of sorts. But they love to drink. Seeing it, don't drink. Why? I ain't got time for that nonsense. Again, if you can learn from somebody else's mistake, ain't that a good thing? I tell you all the time, if I see you do something and we do, I'm not gonna do that. I had older brothers, I know what not to do. They showed me a few things and I know, okay, I ain't gonna do that. Well, I ain't doing that. Moving on. But again, if you're high, under the influence, you're not gonna have a life-changing idea or epiphany. You're just gonna be high. What? Enjoy the high. You did it to get high. You didn't do it to have a damn conscious awakeness or a white awakening or enlightenment. No, you took it to get high. And I'm at another level. I was another, yeah, okay, in your mind, you can do that. I can do it without a drug. Moving on. And understand, you got high to enjoy the high. It's not that serious. Trust me. It's just a high. And again, whatever going on doing that high is real to you and all that, but it's going to wear off. Why? It's induced by something, what? An outside source. It ain't natural. Meditating is natural. Trust me. Fantasies are all what? Mental, all in your mind. You can't make fantasies reality until what? You manifest and put the work in. Just because you think it, or because you wish or hope it ain't going to just happen that way. That's when fantasy meets reality. You can think all you want. I tell you, we got speculative, we got operative. A speculative person can understand it, know it, say it, break it down, but they can't do it. What's the sense of having that knowledge that you're going to do no good? Operative do. They put into work what they think, what they feel. That's how their dreams come true. The difference between the operative and the speculative, one dream and fantasy can be made true. The other one will never. Why? It's all talk. It's all in the mind. That's why. Fantasies, again, like dreams, are mental. It happens in your head. And please understand, everybody, your experience is for you. My experience is for me. I don't expect you to endure my experience. Same way, don't expect me to give a crap about yours. It's yours. Enjoy it. Do what it is. Share it if those who like. But other than that, you can't make me and go what you do. I can't stand that. Just leave me alone. Oh, but you know I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die. So whatever your idea is, do it. I ain't got a problem with that, but don't try to involve me in that. Why I got my own. That's why. Curtis, I'm so glad I got my own. So glad that I could see my life's a natural high. Y'all can't put no game on me. You can't run a game on me with the drugs. I don't do that. Been there, done that, moving on again. But the fantasies are just in the head. And when you it's not outside yourself, it's not real. But you want people to engulf themselves in your fantasy. It don't work that way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Again, fantasies are all mental. It happens in your head, not outside your body, so that way it's not real. We dream every night. The mind does its thing. We fantasize pretty much every day. Why? About what we like, what we want, all that, and that's fine. But if you ain't working towards that, that's all it is. Okay? And what's this? Fantasize daily and mental wishes are what? Those things that we like. If you don't put the work in, how you going to accomplish it? How you going to accumulate or acquire something that you want fantasy-wise or dream-wise and ain't putting the work in to have it? Fantasies are dreaming when you're what? Awake. That's all. Dream is a dream when you sleep. Fantasy, you woke having these fantastic concepts and ideas. And okay, so it's all internal. Okay? And intuitions. Not a dream, what? But a reality. Reality becomes, dreams become reality when what? And you start to manifest. You start to put it to work. You can think and read and talk, but if you ain't putting no work in, it's all for naught. Simple. And the way to make that reality, your fantasy, your dream, is to what? Get busy working on it. What? Practicing and implementing it when? Daily. Putting the work in. If you want to be an athlete, you should be working out. I work out now just to stay in conditions. Just when I was a kid, I stayed in my basement. Okay, I put the work in hours and hours and hours and hours. Okay, but those things you don't see. You don't need to. That's personal. Everybody don't need to see everything. Simple as that. But the way to make that reality is to get busy putting the work in. You can make, you can't make a myth, a story about something, a reality or allegory. You can't make it literal. Why? It's meant to teach, for you to learn. Whether it's right, wrong, did it really happen? No, it's about teaching. That's what we tell the stories for. And I see people, religions mainly, try to make a myth. Everything in that book that y'all love so dear is all mythological, allegorical, and astrological. I mean, it's three things going on to teach. In the book, we'll teach if you understand it, but the stories and the people are to do that, teach. They're not real. And the people who wrote that Bible would tell the people who love and follow it that they aren't real people. Y'all will have a better philosophy that more people will understand and can deal with. But y'all got them brainwashed thinking these people really walk the earth. I got a problem with that. Moving on. But that's what I feel about what? Fantasy. Y'all bring on the fantasy that it's moving on. I can't go there. And a lot of Christians, again, believe every person in that book that they love so much really existed. Sad that y'all who wrote the book don't relieve them from that nonsense. Y'all let them carry on. And y'all love why? Because the constant battle back and forth. Y'all got it wrong. Moving on. And no, they didn't. I don't care what you think about the Bible. Don't care. They didn't exist. Use the Bible was intended to learn. I ain't got a problem with that, but don't tell me the people are real. I know better than that. Simple as that. Because you don't change nothing. I lived out my fantasies back in the day. Fantasy was reality to me. Why? I'm living mine. I'm living them every day. Just in the wrong way. And if you live out those fantasies that way, there's the consequences, P. Diddy, of those actions. If you want to do those things, you can, and most of us do. But the problem is paying for it. I gotta pay. Yeah, I thought, no. There's some consequences that come to action. That's what a lot of us don't realize. And I lived out my fantasies back in the day at the local drug dealer. I made it what? My reality. Again, I made fantasy reality. I lived out my wildest dreams. They just wasn't perverted and all crazy. So I got a problem with that. Just harmless stuff that hurt nobody. Okay? But our lives are our fantasies and our dreams, what? Being lived out by us on our own lifetime. In our own lifetime. Your life like a movie. You the director, the star, the producer, all those things you control. And if you fall short on one of them, it might be the reason why you don't get that Oscar. AKA, be successful. All right? But, again, we are, okay, where we at down here? Dreams, again, no, right here. I have self-knowledge. And so I know the difference between a fantasy and a dream and reality. Been there, done that too. So my fantasy now is to be the best me I can be. In my reality, I practice that every day. So that's why. And dreams are what? In your mind, when the body is at rest. Until what? You make them real by what? Manifesting them. My philosophy don't mean nothing until what? I manifest it. Simple. Anything you do don't mean nothing until what? Manifestation. You can make what you dream or what you fantasized about come true. How? Through hard work. That's how everybody do it. Everybody tell you the same thing. I went into work, I work hard. Everybody. Nobody get their shortcuts. Okay? I'm living my dream life right now. Daily. How? By doing my thing, living right, what? On my terms. Yep. I always dreamed of being my own man. Okay? So I worked on it, and you know the rest is history, as they say. I'm practicing to be my best self. I still got ways to go. But I'm also practicing or helping other people to do the same thing. What I already know, I can get that to you. But I'm still learning. I'm practicing as I go. And as I get it, you get it too. That's what I do for you. All right, here we go. I'm living. I always dreamed of being, okay, got that. Okay. Now, but when you put in your work behind the scenes, that means what nobody sees. When you do that, your dreams will come true. Trust me. Everybody say the same thing. Just do what you think is what's best for you. And you live out your fantasies when daily, just like I do. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Tomorrow ain't guaranteed. Yesterday is over. Live in the moment. Do what you need to do and keep moving. That's the name of the game. Wrapping it up again. Appreciate you too. Oh, this is good. Okay, I'm trying to bring it down a little bit. I see that. So right now, let me get through this. Dreams and fantasies are what I call speculative. That means it's a thought, it's an idea, and it can be talked about. Yeah, fine. But reality is what operative. That means you're doing it. You ain't talking about it, you're being about it. Right thinking is having balance. Talk and do. That's the difference. If what you say match what you do, you're operative and speculative person. All right, you talk about it and you be about it. Some of us are either one or the other. That's where the imbalance comes in at. Practice my art. Keep your balance in everything you do. Trust me. But if you're a dreamer or a fantasizer and you're not wanting to put the work in, you're going to stay right there. Stuck on what we call stupid, speculative. There's going to be talking, a bunch of talk. Like Christians who don't practice Christianity, but they talk about it. Those kind of speculative people. All talk, no walk. Those kind of people I don't deal with. But once you start working on what? Manifesting what it is you're dreaming about or what you fantasize about being or doing, you put the work in, you start seeing the difference. If not, you're going to see the same old. Moving on. And fantasies are what drives most people to do or be what it is they want to be. I know that's how it was for me. I fantasized about being all that, and I put the work in to make it happen. When I didn't see what the consequences that came with that until it was too late. All right, deal with life. Understand what you're doing before you do it. Why? Because Monday morning quarterbacks have yet to win a game. Moving on. That means realizing something after the fact. It don't help that. Prevention is the way to go. All right, but dreams come and go. But fantasies are what? Meant to be reached, a.k.a. by living it. You reach it by manifesting, by making it, okay? Dreams, the fantasy is what you want. You should be going after that, okay? Brass ring, all that good stuff, yeah. But wrapping it up, again, just advice about life. That's what I'm here to do, help you. My life now, okay, is a dream and a fantasy coming true together. Why? For real. When? Daily. I'm living my best life, as they say. But I'm not running around here raising the roof and acting a fool going, I'm cool. I'm happy. I'm content. And I'm sharing what I got with those who want it. That's why I'm here every day for you, doing what I do. And in closing, right thing, appreciate you tuning in. Me, y'all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never let my right thinkers who could separate fantasy from reality have passed away. You know what happened when fantasy meets reality? You'll call.